Okay, here it goes. My name is Avery, and I have a gorgeous 11-year-old OTTB named Wally. Wally has a huge personality and is incredibly intelligent. I describe him like he's a giant cat. I had to fight for a long time to gain his trust and affection. My biggest problem with Wally right now is his reliance on other horses for comfort or safety. We are not able to walk away from the property where we live. Wally has been known to bolt, spin on the spot, isn't able to stand still, and will not focus on me no matter what we try. He does not know how to self-regulate.
Have you tried leading him with a certain distance behind you?
Not really. Like, I've never made sure that he stayed at a certain distance.
So let's just try and see how he thinks about that. So I'll give him like a certain amount of lead rope here. And I sort of lead him, and he's pretty good. But then oh, he's pretty good. Probably because I got the flag in my hand now. Did you have a whip or a flag with you when you went on your trail walk? Yeah. So right there, he just got a bit complacent, and like, you know what you just said, he doesn't really pay attention to me. So I just, waved my flag. I like the flag better because it's just visual. I don't have to touch him. But now I think the way he looks at me now, he's really sus, as in like, have I done anything wrong? Yeah. So instead of just continuing right now, I'm just gonna wait for him to like process what just happened.
Oh my God, what have you just done to me?
Yeah.
So I think that's where sometimes he just kind of shuts down instead of processing things.
Yeah. So it's quite important that we're probably going to give him that time. So there, now he's lowering his head and sort of looking around. Ideally, it would be nice to wait until he's going to have his lick and chew. And you can totally wait for it. If he gets like there it is. If he gets too distracted, like sometimes they then work themselves up and look around stuff and they don't come down. But he just it was the tiniest lick and chew ever, but it was one. I think you can do better. He's still working through it. He's come and try and make peace. Trying to make peace. You did well. You're right, sweetie. You're right. I'm just getting to know him too now because I've obviously never worked with him. So the way I work with horses is pretty slow because I don't want to overwhelm them. I hate coming in and then you're like, rah, 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 and move their feet and do all the things because I don't know him. So here now he's yeah, I can tell that so now he's getting a little bit distracted. So I'm just going to go back to my exercise now. So when I can see that he's actually processing and he's thinking, I'll stop for him. But when he starts looking around and looking for other stuff, so right there. So it's a bit like a game, not a game, but like he needs to start paying a little bit more attention, which is probably to you a bit more because you know each other. So when you were leading, he wasn't too bad. So when you ride him in the paddock here, he's all right. Just no lazy. Mm. Yep. Yep. Have you? Oh, I'm not going to change the exercise, but I will have a look at this too in a minute. Oh. Yep. That doesn't take long, but I can also see how if I would have, you know, when I gave him the correction, if I would have continued and be real quick with that, I can see how he would probably get worried and escalate it. So he's probably very sensitive, but he does also learn quick. So I'm just going to go the other way. And that exercise I find really helpful too, because you try not to turn around so that you teach him to also respect your back. And he probably doesn't need a lot of the flag. So my first few ones were maybe a bit too loud for him. He probably could have dealt with less, but it's okay. I want to just get to know him. You're a good boy. I'm sensing that he needs a lot of praise too. You're a good boy. Yes, you're a good boy. Yeah. I feel like I sense that he needs to know that he's okay, he's right. And we usually enter a phase where they get overly cautious and it's sort of drag them behind because they're like not sure if they can come. Good boy. Very good. So here I felt it wasn't that much the understanding, like he understood that he has to stop with me, but I just made clear the distance again. I just showed him how much distance I sort of require of him. And you can absolutely, if you go on your first trail rides to keep yourself, or not rides, sorry, walks, to keep yourself safe, you can totally expect of him to keep that distance and just be like, we're going for a ride and I'm going to be the leader and you're going to give me that much distance. But you've got to practice that at home, obviously. Like I wouldn't want to start doing that on the trail. It's good with that. So now I'm just going to start. So same distance. I want him to keep that distance, but I'm going to speed up and down now. Not bad. Soft like that. Yeah, nice. All right. Oh, and then good boy. And then last but not least, I'd like him to good. To back off of your back. Yeah. But he got quite worried there. Now he wants to run through it. He's getting very worried, which is okay. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy, man. Good boy. Good boy. All right. Good. Good job. Well done, buddy. Good boy. All right. Do you want to give that a try? Feel like you're very confident. So there, send him back now. So do you wave? So what you can do is, so he was stopping sort of right here. Instead of going at him, I would just sort of create like a wall, like you're not supposed to cross that wall, and let him step off it rather than directing it at him. So it's so less confrontational, but it's more like, you know, I show you where not to be rather than where I want you to be. It's a bit better, but just ask him a little bit back because he's not. Yeah, nice. And he's starting to avoid a little bit because he's not walking directly behind you. He's starting to go on the side a little bit, which is not the worst thing, but you just got to be mindful. Sometimes they creep to the side and then whoom, they're off. So you just got to be mindful of that. Yeah, you can totally, even if you bring your flag sort of out in a half circle and push him behind you again. Yeah, nice. Very good. Yeah, a little bit more of like stay where you are, but push him a bit more back now. So here I would, yeah, he didn't move. He was just like, yeah, no, that's all right. So you can turn like a little bit in a 45, like it's not the worst thing. But yeah, ask him back a little bit more there. Yeah, so now create that wall. So instead, so that he can't, yeah. So you just go up and down. Yeah, good. So with the rhythmic pressure with the flag, you sort of don't tell him really where to be, you just tell him where not to be. That's the difference. Try to go walking a little bit fast and a little bit slower. Like he's getting it pretty good, but I just would like him to yeah, that's all right. Yeah, nice. And faster. And go slower. And faster. Do quick transitions because I think he's quite smart. And that's when he gets distracted. So keep him on his toes there. And then even if you go fast to like a full stop, see what happens. Whoop. Now there, just tell him to go back a little bit. There, good. Just to, so that was more about, it was like he did the right thing, but he just didn't react quick enough. Just to like really be clear on, because if you sometimes let him come 30 centimeters and then other times you ask him to be half a meter and then a meter, and then like it needs to be quite black and white for horses. Yeah. But like that, he's doing that pretty well. And he's picking up the, I reckon we'll take him out for a walk later. But I think we can definitely on the trail have him walk behind you, and make sure that he's staying there. Now the other thing you were saying was with the steady pressure, and that's obviously also important when we're on the trail. You're still sulking and thinking about it, are you? Is and that will be part of the bit thing too. I want to make sure that he's really responsive to that steady pressure. So if you just want to bring him back here, so the camera can see him. He's getting pretty good at it. There you go. Good boy. So with the steady pressure, I don't know, do you know the difference between steady and rhythmic and all those pressures?
Doesn't sound familiar.
Okay, so
Might know it by another name, but
okay, so steady pressure is like everything we do with the horse where we control them. So riding is all steady pressure when we make contact with the horse, when we're like, we have a bit and we pull here and we push there and we do this. So that's all steady pressure. And innately horses would run through that. So they actually, that's one of the first things you teach a horse before you break them is to yield to steady pressure. Rhythmic pressure is what we just did. So it's rhythmic. We don't make contact with the horse unless it's necessary, and we want them to react to that. And then there is rhythmic motion. That's a good one for him too, actually. Rhythmic motion, and rhythmic motion is, so we want, the difference between rhythmic pressure and rhythmic motion is our intention. So if I put rhythmic pressure on him and my intention is that I want him to move, he should yield to the pressure. If my intention is I'm just making a noise, then he should watch me and thinking, oh, she's not really, oh, that's just a noise. And you can simulate that, yeah. So that might be a good one, actually. I'll just show you the difference. So we just did the rhythmic pressure. So we tell him, there you go, back up. And then he backs up because my intention, my body said back up. And you can practice that on all body parts of the horse, yeah. So we do the hind quarter yields. So here he starts there, walking around us, around me. So I'm just going to shorten my lead rope. There. And eventually, if you practice that enough, you're creating a bit of an understanding and a language between you and him. And he should be like, with like my horses that I work a lot, like my horses, I don't really need a flag anymore. They just know if I come in, I come in. Like, you know, I don't even have to come in like this. It's almost like they're reading my mind, what I want. But you got to teach that to a horse and practice this with a horse. There. Good. That was a good yield. So that's rhythmic motion. And because he yielded off my body, I didn't use the flags. And you can practice. So here I feel like, but he gets worried about it, right? He's not like, oh yeah, cool. I know what this is. I know what you're saying. Yeah. And then we'll do the front end. More clumsy. Good. Very good. He understands that pretty well. Have you practiced that with him? Yeah. I'm just going to go through all the things now. Nice. Good boy. Yeah. He's good with it, but he's not, I don't know if it's the flag that worries him, but he's definitely not relaxed as in, yeah, cool. I know what we're doing because you're doing this so well. Let's try a side pass. All right, I think the flag is too worrisome for him. I'll just take my stick. This doesn't have to be a flag. It can be anything. Deep breath, mate. Deep breath. You're fine. Yes, you're fine. All right. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Yes, good boy. Good boy. Good boy. If you want to have a look at it, you want to have a look at it. Oh, you dragon. So now we're entering into rhythmic motion. So this is like me just touching him with the tool now. And my expression is like, I'm not asking you to move. This is just touching you. And here it's really important that we not just release on him standing still, but on him actually either finding relaxation and like lowering his head and starting to blinking again. So it's really important that we watch his expression. There he looked at it like I'm watching his eye, and his eye turned around to have a look at the stick. So whereas if they go into like a freeze mode, a shutdown mode, they just stand there and they're really motionless and they're like frozen. So I would do a lot of work with him to contrast that, yeah, to like, we want to move, we not want to move, because I feel like that's one thing that he is a bit worried about. I don't think he has good ability to read the human of like, what do they want and what do they not want. There, he looked at it, take it away. And because I think he is an easy mover, instead of releasing him on just standing still, I'll walk a little circle with him. So I think that's more of a release for him, to have a little walk, just a chill, casual walk, rather than a good boy. Good boy. So, and the way I walk is I go like, I would love him to cross his hind legs. Do you see that? So I'll do that little walk because it disengages them. It just signals to their body that they're safe. But yeah, so so now he's blocking me there from going over to him, which is fine. You can do that, but then the pressure won't come off. Yeah, pressure comes off. You're getting brave. You're getting brave. Okay, so that could be definitely worrisome. So if he goes into the bush and if he's like seeing something that might spook him and he hasn't and he hasn't learned, good boy, hasn't learned to read us, like, are we calm? Are we nervous? Do we want anything from him? That could definitely then trip you up on the trail walk, because he's not like, he's sort of fending for himself. So we need to establish the leadership with the leading, and then I would do a lot of like that kind of work of like, it's not desensitizing as such. It's more like the way I say, I don't need him to be okay with this stick, right? It's more about him like looking at me and being like, hey, I'm calm, you can be calm. But yeah, just that stick coming up on him. And then for the beginning, right now, I would just also work on him being out there a little bit. Just because so you don't face that problem of if he does get spooked, he jumps on you. Yeah. You good boy. And you can come in. Okay. Now I'm just going to go back to... So now my intention changes and I want him to yield. Came in with his forehand there. Again. There. So it's also important that we pay attention on how he yields. I don't know if you saw the difference. He sort of blocked me there and came in with his forehand. He didn't really yield, he blocked. So I don't know if you see the difference. I'll just show you again. So if I go to his forehand. No, there. See how the forehand came in? There, now he yields. So there's a difference. And it might look minor and you're like, oh, what's the difference? But it's mentally a difference for them. It's like, am I yielding? And I'm like, yep, I am going away. I know what you want. Or is it like, oh, I'm not sure what you want, so I'll just block you out and let's not let you close to me. Okay? And then it's really important to change constantly between the two. Does that make sense? So that he starts to, and those exercises are more about really for him to learn that's another thing I like to do when they get a bit distracted. I bring their attention back, but not by pay attention to me. You have to pay attention to me. It's more, hey, I see that something bothers you over there. Let's go over here. Or, hey, let's go for a walk. Like, I'm here for you. So that's sort of what I'm... All right, that sounds really crazy, but I literally have like all these talks in my head. Like, because it's really important the way we do things, yeah? If I come here and it's like, hey, can you yield your hind? Or let's go, like, let's do this together, feels way different to the horse than move your hindquarters because I tell you so. I think it makes a big difference. Now go to the hindquarter yield on this side. I don't think I've done that one yet. Forehand again. Yep. There. Good. Good. Good boy. Well done. Good job. Good job. Just gonna let him process that. I'll just do a few more just to see when he gets a little bit better, and then I'll give it to you and you can have a go at that. Good job. Good boy. Good job. Good job. Good boy. All right. And now I'll go to touching. Yeah, good boy. Do you see how when I start walking off, he's like twisting like on his hind end? He doesn't want to cross. So it's pretty clear to me that he's pretty nervous and anxious about this. He's looking at it now. He looked at it a few times. Yes. So now I'm just going to leave it on until I get a little bit more of engagement. Like engagement as in he's daring, he's brave, and he has a look at it. You good boy. You good boy. You good boy. Yes, you good boy. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to a yield now. And I'll be pretty clear with him too. So some horses, it's enough to just raise the hand, but I tap him because I want to make sure that I'm really clear to him, like really black and white. It's like, no, I don't want you to move that. I don't need you to move that away. Gonna let him soak on that for a minute again. Good job. I think a balance for him is really important too. So we're doing something, we rest. We're doing something, we rest. I think if you just do, I think he can get very, very anxious. Later on, when he has more understanding, you can ask more of him. So I'll just do that again. Now he starts walking just around there. There. So they do two things sometimes with the hind quarter yield. They either just start walking a circle around you, then I just block them with the lead drop at the front. So I block, but then I let down straight away. Or they start walking into you with their front end. All right, I know you can do it, buddy. We'll do one good one. Come on. That's it. Now he's walking around, see? So I put my hand up. Now he blocks. So yeah. Really black and white. Now he walks around, hand comes up, block. I'd like you to just there. There. Good boy. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. Feel like he just entered a... Oh, that was good. That was good, mate. All right, I think he's pretty good. You want to give it a go? And you got to pay lots of attention to your own body and your intention, what you're thinking in the moment. Yeah, one means moving, the other one means I'm just giving you a scratch. And I pay lots of attention to his expression. He's not too bad, but maybe wait for like just a little bit more, either lowering of the head or looking around and more like participating in what you're doing there, rather than just... So there he was like, there, see that? Okay, and then start walking the little circle. So you just basically yield the hindquarters, but you don't yield them as in don't push them, just walk in a tight circle, so he has to do it by himself. So that little circle is more of a break, a relaxation. So you have to, your intention needs to be like, yep, good, we'll just walk. We'll just go for a little walk. Yeah. Not like, yield the hindquarters now. All right. And then you can do the hindquarter yield now as a contrast. So
I've previously told him to do a yield, but I didn't know that his shoulder wasn't supposed to
come in.
Yeah, like I've always told him to do this and not move his front feet. So he's probably like, well, what the hell?
Yeah, they should sort of move. Yeah, I mean, they can not move the front feet. That's fine too. But the first thing he does, he's actually leaning into you.
Yeah.
So just do what you used to do. Yeah.
That's okay?
I think that's okay. Yeah, that looks definitely, it doesn't look like he was blocking you there. But they can move the front feet with the hindquarter yields. It's more about it's almost like a, yeah, I mean, a pure hindquarter yield, yeah, you're right. They stop the front feet and then they just yield the thing. But it's also physically very demanding to do that. As long as
I just saw the biggest spot fly like
All right, he did that pretty well. See if you can yield him for like 3 steps. So you want to sort of, so there, see how I feel like, yeah, just move him
what do you think? Not yet?
Yeah. So just stop there for a second. When he plants his feet and he goes around, does it feel to you like, oh yeah, we've done this before, I'll do this trick? Or does it feel to you like, whoa, I got really good understanding, she needs me to move out of that space right now?
What do you mean?
So when you go and ask him to move the hindquarters,
Yeah.
how does it feel for you? Does it feel for you that he's like, all right, I've done this before, I'll know I got to do this and that? Or does it feel does it feel quite mechanically to you? Or does it feel like he's like, yep, I know exactly, like empowered, like I know what I'm doing, I've got to move out of this way, she's coming, she's yielding me, like as in pushing me?
I think, like, if I just try it again.
Yeah.
Like, I think every time I do that, he knows what I'm asking him to do, and he's like, oh, okay. Like, to be honest, I don't usually use that. Like, I will literally just.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, he knows that whenever I do that, he knows that I want him to do this one.
Yeah, nice. What I'm like, that's cool, and he definitely knows it. I can see that you've been working on this. What I'm a bit worried about is like, not worried, but I'm not worried.
No.
I'm not worried. I'm just sometimes we teach our horses something and it takes a little while and then they learn it and then we taught them a trick.
Yeah.
But it's more about really understanding them what it means to yield away from us.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look to me like he's like, yep, I know I'm supposed to move. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because, and that's going to help you in all that daily handling and like being on a trail ride, that you need to be sure that you don't just rely on any tricks, that you know that if you say back off, that he knows, whoa, I've got to back off.
Yeah.
Because especially when you're in a situation where he might want to be on top of you, you need to know that he understands if I, even just with my body language, say out of my bubble, that he understands that. And that, for me, it seems like he doesn't really understand it.
Yeah.
And then you've got to do it a little bit louder, and then he's like, whoa, why are you yelling at me? So see if you can. So just gonna show, like, try, maybe don't think hind quarter yield.
Yeah.
But see if you can sort of, it's called the crab walk. So instead of doing a hind quarter yield, see if you can basically like move him. So you hold him at the front. Just watch out, he's gonna come around. And push him there a little bit so that he actually, see how he's avoiding, he's running forward. Maybe that's not the best exercise. There. You see, sorry, mate. You see how he's standing? Like, oh my God, I'm just gonna. No, I don't know.
Because I was like, I came around a corner, I was like, oh my God, he absolutely cut himself. So I've been doing a lot like that where I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like, oh, okay, you're doing that.
Maybe stick with the hind quarter yields. All right, just try that one, but can you be a little bit more demanding, as in, can you see if you can actually move his shoulders? like sort of swing him all around so that he bends and goes a little bit off like that. That's all right. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
How does it feel? It's really like, I'm sorry, but I'll just always,
It doesn't make sense to me.
it doesn't make sense to you, okay, because I had that feeling that
Like usually I know what I'm looking for, and now I'm just like, what am I looking for?
I'm not looking. Do you feel like if you would tell him, we've got to go, you've got to move, that he would understand?
Now I know.
Like, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for him to really understand when we come in and we're like, hey, mate, you've got to move, that he's not like, he's like, oh, I don't want.
I think if I ask him to move, he will, but he will have that like, oh, what the hell reaction.
Yeah. Maybe we need to set up like maybe something more purposeful for the both of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe this is a bit too abstract. Pretty cool. All right. But either way, just do a few more like hindquarter or whatever yields. It could be a backup too, whatever yield, and then just go back to scratching him with the. Actually, you know what? Because can I give you the flag? Because then you're gonna play a little bit with his anxiety too. There you go. Only use it if you have to. If he's not responding to your energy. Go along his cheek and onto his neck. Yeah. There you go. And now just stay really calm and be like, hey, dude, I'm just going to give you a rub with that. Nice. I love how you spotted that. Just be mindful to not drape it over the other side just yet. There. Good. And now do your hindquarter yield with the flag. There, nice. Now, can you do the hindquarter yield one more time for me? But can you sort of put the flag behind you and see if you can yield him just with your look and with your body, and only use the flag when you have to? Nice. Good job. And then now use the flag again to just rub him. Good. Good. And then just do the other side. And do the same. Only use the flag if you have to. With the yields. No. Can you just, so he's not spooked by the water bottle, but he's not paying attention to you. So if he does it again, can you just take him for a walk away from the water bottle? Now. Walk a circle and then give him something to do, not as a punishment, just as a good. And then chill out again. All right. And then just try one more time the hindquarter yield on the other side, just so we balance him out and we get it both done on both sides. Yeah, nice. So here is, okay, so can you try and get past his shoulder when you do the hindquarter yield? Because I have a feeling that he's actually trying to block you and keeps you in front of him.
I did notice that.
Yeah.
I was doing that, I was like, huh, wait a second.
Yeah, so see if you can get past his shoulder there. And if he comes in with your shoulder too much, push him out. There. Not, yep. Yep. All right, did you feel the difference there? Yeah. So that's what I mean with sometimes, because they're so smart, they learn patterns straight away. And whenever really, so it felt to me like he's learned, it's like, yep, I've known exactly what she's asking and I'll just do that. But really, I'll just keep her right in front of me so I don't have to feel uncomfortable. Yeah, keep doing it. Nice. There. Good. All right, I want to challenge him a little bit more with that rhythmic motion, because I think that might trigger him. And the way I'm going to do it is with the flag, because it's a rhythmic pressure. I'm asking him to step away. Gets concerned, give him something to do. Let's walk here. Do a little hindquarter yield. Oh, that was your fault, mate. Not your fault, but it was just your tap. Do it properly. There. Good. Good. Offer stillness. You practice that a lot in the paddock, because when you're on the trail and you can feel him tensing up, I'll show you an exercise that you can sort of practice and rehearse in a quiet setting, and then it's becoming like your go-to calming exercise. I don't know if you do meditation or if you breathe, but I have a breathing thing that, like, when I can feel myself anxious, I'm like, all right, it's time to do it. But I've practiced it heaps, like in calm situations, so now I can access that. And the same for the horse. We need to give him one tool that signals to him, let's calm down, let's refocus, let's chill out. But you can't start practicing that tool out on the trail or at the pony club or in the show or whatever. You need to practice that at home, so it becomes like second nature. He's like, yep, I know what that is. And like, he has this bodily response. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to walk away from him, and I'll be waving my flag. And he doesn't want to come, so I walk in a small circle. Because it embraces him all the time. And when I can feel there, when I could feel the tension coming off, it stopped. And do it again. And it stops. Good boy. Good boy. Go and get it. Go and get it. All right. Just waiting for him to finish all his licking shoes. There. It's always surprising to me. I work with a few X-race horses. Like, you'd think the environment they work in, they would be used to all the banners flapping and all the things. But they must be, well, they must be not okay.
My
Right.
thought is shut down. Like, just block it all out.
Yeah.
Which is what he was doing for a very
Yeah.
long time.
So here, Yeah.
more comfortable, I guess, to show that he's anxious.
Yeah.
But then I know how to help him after that, I guess.
Yeah, so that's probably at the stage you are now. So you brought him out of the shutdown, which is good, and then usually you're going to get some extreme behaviors. Yeah, because they trust you. That's a good sign, though. It's a good sign because they trust you enough to show you how they really feel. So he's going to be more honest with you. So you did great. So you built that trust first, and now you're going to build that leadership and let him know, hey, you're fine. I help you through this. I can see that you're anxious or whatever. We'll work on this together. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to down his body. About here's his threshold. So I'm just going to stick on this shoulder here. But my body is saying, don't move your shoulder. It's just saying, hey, I'm just moving a flag. Not doing much. Just me moving a flag. You've got to be careful. If he starts circling, I need to block him because they can go around in circles all day. And there he chooses to stop his feet. So the first thing, again, he looks somewhere away. Yeah. I'll just give him something to do. That's a nice yield now. Good. And I'll offer then the stillness. I don't think it will help for him to just be still. I think you need to first do something with him and then show him, hey, we can be cool together. Okay. Just going to wait on him for a second there. Because he was too still for me there. He was too, now he's sort of coming back to life and doing stuff. So I don't want to keep putting pressure on him and and escalating things. So hear me again, I'm just going to go past his shoulder. Good. Good. Let's go for a walk. Let's go for a walk, buddy. You did well. Do you do any obstacles like tarps and?
I haven't tried tarps, but we've put bugs and stuff on the ground that is
Mm.
I can live on that, no problem.
Yeah. So did. Yeah. So I would get creative with him and try some sort of like expose him to some stuff. That's his worst side. He's more reactive on that side.
Whenever we turn to the right side, like if we're trying to do the video, if we're anxious out on the trail, I usually turn to the left because the right side for some reason gets more worked up on the right side.
Yeah. Good job. Good job. Good boy. Good boy. Good job. It's really important that you work with your timing here. That when he panics, or not panics, but I'll try and, so I always try and find some, like a task, could be the flag, could be a tarp, could be whatever it is that he might be scared of, that is just above his comfort zone. So it's not too hard, and I know he can get there, but it's also not too easy. So we're making progress. And then you are a clever boy. You are a clever boy, aren't you? And then you can totally start working, if you have a flag, start working with intensity. You move it at different body parts. So I could wave this flag like way quicker if I wanted to. I could start waving it above him. I could start waving it behind him, under him, like all these kind of things. I could like just jiggle it. I could touch him. Good boy. Good. Good job. Good job. It's very nervous. You're very nervous, but you're doing really well. You're doing really well. Yes, you're doing really well. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. Flies are annoying. Good boy. I think you did pretty good. Like I won't really need too much more. But you can tell that there's like lots of things that still make him really, really nervous. So I definitely would pay attention, like work on that actively. Yeah, because if you never really do anything that bothers him and then you go out on the trail, well, there's going to be something on the trail that bothers him. And you want to know that he can cope. And that will help with his regulation, right? It's someone, if you are socially awkward and you're really anxious about going out into public, right, you're never going to get better by only sitting on the couch and thinking about it. You have to start, you know, I don't know, making a phone call or doing something about it. And that's like what you're going to do with him.